Mike. Who's Mike? I don't know Mike. Never met a Mike in my life.
All right, let's frame up here.
You want camera close or camera far?
I'll be here.
Okay, because you know more about this than I do, so I should be.
Oh, no worries. I'll start us off.
I would hope.
Here at the Ice Den in Scottsdale, Dylan Pescatore, my man James Mackey, on with us today. James, D2 championship game, 1 of 2 today. Pinnacle and Mountain Ridge. Is there anything better than this?
Hockey in the desert, nothing beats that at all. Nothing can beat hockey. It's greatest sport in the world. Can't complain about it ever.
Our last stream was the Desert Vista versus Notre Dame Division I championship, and one of the best hockey games I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure.
This game is a little bit different, and I expect a little bit lower scoring between Pinnacle and Mountain Ridge. You were here last weekend. Mountain Ridge took Corona to the brink and then beat them in a shootout, taking down the #1 offense in the league. Now they have to take on Pinnacle. Where is this Mountain Ridge team? What are they all about?
I think the big thing to talk about is goaltending. Last week, Braden Babcock played off his head. They went down 2-0 early in the game, came back, put 1 on the board before the end of the first. Tied it up in the second. The entire third period was a shutout. Mountain Ridge is about fast hockey. The puck moves quick. They play as a team. There were some communication issues last week between their offense and their defense. Hopefully they've corrected that. It would be great to see. I think this should be a goaltending battle all the way. It'll be interesting to watch for sure.
Let's talk about it. Pinnacle takes their goaltender, who also played 7 games at Division I this year, played in the playoffs in Austin Chartle, and now gets to come back to D2 where he started and try to finish off a championship.
It's, I wouldn't say revenge, but it's sweet. You know, Pinnacle had a short run in the D1 playoffs. Chartle did play in that, didn't perform very well. Last week, pitches a shutout against Basha Perry. Only 14 shots. Pinnacle's offense completely dominated Basha Perry and their goaltender. It'll be interesting to see how their offense does tonight against Braden Babcock.
Let's talk about the different offensive players. When Mountain Ridge goes, it's through Christopher Brooks, it's through Nate Montoya, and #1, Braden Horman. Ethan is his brother. He plays on the D1 team. I know him well. Braden runs this offense so well. He played in the D1 team as well. Now he played in the D1 last year. Now D2 this year. He's been taking over the offense.
Yeah, their offense, again, moves the puck really quick. It was fun to watch them last week. Corona started Kyler Veith, their senior goaltender, and he had some good stops. There were times when the puck didn't bounce his way. And Mountain Ridge is just so good at capitalizing on those bounces that they were able to beat Kyler Veith. And Connor Brown in the shootout just was better than Kyler Veith one-on-one. That's really all it was. I haven't seen Pinnacle's offense, but again, 6 goals is a little crazy, so we'll see how it goes tonight. If Braden Babcock plays on his head, I don't think Pinnacle has any chance of winning this game.
So it's Babcock against Chartle when it comes to goaltending in this one. When you look at the goals against average, both of them under 2. I mean, if you were to talk about taking over/under, it would be the under all the way.
Exactly.
When you look at the numbers, it's going to be a defensive battle. And Pinnacle, you hear it all week, they're going to try to push the pace. They're going to try to get behind the Mountain Ridge D, and they're going to try to go fast and past the defense of Mountain Ridge.
I think the big thing is that's kind of how the game of hockey works, right? Pinnacle talks a lot about playing as a team, and ultimately the thing that kind of baffled me in your notes that you gave me was Pinnacle's more worried about promoting the game of hockey in Arizona, which I think is a great start. And when you play as a team, you play as that kind of family mentality, there's no way you shouldn't do that.
They actually do something pretty interesting. Before every year, Pinnacle takes all their D1, D2, D3, and JV, the only program with all 4 teams, and they take them up to Flagstaff, and they do a lot of team bonding. Actually, one of their D1 players told me they skate 5 times in one day. They do team bonding. They really respect each other, no matter if you're D1, if you're D2, if you're JV. That creates such a program and such a family mentality, which can help them in a tough game like this.
And it's not a very long season, 20 games max in the regular season when you're playing all of them, but that crunch time in the playoffs when you have 2 or 3 games to play in the playoffs, it's important to get that good team chemistry, and if you start early in the year, it'll carry on throughout the entire season. You won't really have anything to worry about.
Let me ask you this, James. Mountain Ridge comes off, as you said, a very physical, tough game against Corona.
Yeah, for sure.
Took it to the shootout. Pinnacle is a little bit of an easier road. They beat Pasha 6-0 in the semis. They didn't have to worry down to the last little second.
Yeah.
Who does that really help?
Last week, the conversation I had with Corona del Sol Aztecs captain Sean Haggard was his look at how Corona would fare playing 2 games back-to-back. Flagstaff gets delayed coming down the I-17 because of the huge snowstorm. The game gets pushed back a week. The one thing Sean told me is that he figured that back-to-back they would fare well, and if they'd already be warm, they wouldn't have to worry about anything. Ultimately, that's not what happened. I don't think this game is going to be won by a team who has more rest. It's going to be won by a team who wants it more and who has pushed themselves in practice this week to be ready to win this game.
A thing with Pinnacle is both these teams have played about 2-3 times this season. They played 2 times this year. One, it was a Pinnacle blowout. Mountain Ridge didn't have a lot of their players due to travel. When they both were at their healthiest, a 2-2 tie. You can't take a break either way when it comes to their recent matchups.
And the thing is Braden Babcock started in the 7-2 loss for Mountain Ridge. You have to wonder if that's on his mind coming into this game. Letting up 7 goals is not something you could just kind of blow over. Their backup, Cavalcante, been great all year, had that playoff experience against Notre Dame Prep in the first round. They played great hockey then. You kind of have to wonder if Pinnacle's offense is going to get to Babcock early, or at least if they do get to Babcock early, how he'll fare mentally against them the rest of the game.
And who are the names on Pinnacle that you're looking out for when it comes to their offense?
We talked a lot about Derryberry. I think he's a big body guy that can move the puck really well and do really good things for them. I think if they just ultimately play as a unit, no one player can win a hockey game. It'll be interesting to watch them all, bond together and win a hockey game as a unit.
When I looked at the D1 playoffs, we had a full crowd. The ice den was packed, quarterfinals, semifinals, etc. D2, you don't know what you're going to get a lot of times. What does it say about hockey here in Arizona at the D2 level? We got a packed ice den all the way around.
Yeah, the thing is you hear hockey doesn't belong in the desert, and again, that's the thing I love about Pinnacle. They're promoting the game of hockey in the desert. You look around here, you can kind of see
it's standing room only.
There's a huge crowd here. I wasn't there for the game at Mullet, but I'm assuming the crowd at Mullet for the D1 championship was probably
almost 3,000.
So you're going to tell people the game of hockey doesn't belong here. I hope no one buys into it at any point. I think this is a perfect example. We saw a lot of the Pinnacle D1 guys come in. Pinnacle's playing in not only 1 title game, but 2 title games tonight. Clearly there's something to say for growing the game in Arizona.
And for everyone watching, we are going to be streaming and announcing the Pinnacle D3 game, which they will play against Campo Verde right after this one. It'll be on a different link. It'll be on a different link on our channel on Asha Hockey. However, we'll be here doing the same thing that we love to do. Once again, James Mackey, Dylan Pescator. We're about to get ready. We got the senior photos up in the corner for Mountain Ridge, Pinnacle and all their fans here on the right. It's going to be an incredible experience.
Definitely excited to watch it again. Goaltending is going to win huge in this. We've talked all week about it, so let's see how this goes. Maybe a low-scoring game here, Dylan. We might get something exciting to watch.
That's what it looks like. So we go to the game. Mountain Ridge is wearing their green with the red letters. Pinnacle in their usuals once they come out, and this is a huge crowd ready to go. Pinnacle in the whites, Mountain Ridge in the greens. And a huge crowd. I mean, when do you see the ice den packed like this, James?
Almost never. Again, it's kind of one of those things where if you're going to talk about hockey, you have to be in this environment to experience this right now. We're yelling at each other. We're standing shoulder to shoulder. This is not something that you'll see very often. And again, we talked about how Mountain Ridge didn't have a D1 program this year. So this is their big chance to show their crowd, and the same thing with Corona last week. That game was packed. It's all about the growth of the game. There's no doubt in anyone's mind that this is a game that belongs in this city, in this state, to anybody standing in this arena or sitting today.
Now keep in mind, Mountain Ridge went through a lot of adversity last year. They went D1 and they didn't have the year that they hoped for. Let's just say that. They come back to D2 and they're having an incredible year. Only 2 losses on the season, 3 ties and 15 wins. Both of these teams haven't lost much. 3 wins total. Sadly, one has to go down today.
Yeah, and again, it's all about what unit plays as an entire group. We just saw a couple of the Mountain Ridge players give each other hugs. It looks like both teams want this. They're all ready to play. Dynamite TNC's playing right now from ACDC. It's a perfect example of what's going to happen today. A lot of fireworks, a lot of big hits, not much goal, but a lot of shots on net. It'll be interesting to see for sure.
Now let's go into a few players to watch for each side. I think a real player to watch, and we talked about him a little bit for Mountain Ridge, is Drew McCall. He comes up from Division 3, gets called up, plays a few games with D2, and now he's playing top line D minutes. I mean, talk about making a jump.
And it's, we noted, it's been noted this week that McCall sees the ice well. He loves playing this game. He's a big body guy that can make hits in the corner to knock the puck loose. It's great to see that able to happen. It's going to be fun to watch for sure how teams fare size-wise against each other in this game. Looks like we have a pretty evenly matched squad here on both sides, size-wise, but I mean, it's going to be about who can take the body and give the body more.
And when you look at Pinnacle, who are we looking out for to really make a difference?
Pinnacle, we're looking out for Vincent Hines. He led with scoring this year on the season. He was really good for them. It was someone that they were able to count on for performance in the playoffs. He's got 4 points, 3 goals, 1 assist. That's big. Second on the team. It's a lot of different key players that'll play well for them. Chatsworth, Regal, Charlotte, of course, and that is a huge start. And Colin Ubrick, his younger brother's playing the D3 game today. But that's not something to focus on right now. It's about this team, this game right here, and how this is going to end up faring.
Mountain Ridge celebrating a little bit of Christmas here in March.
A little bit.
With their uniforms, with the green.
A little bit.
And Pinnacle in their whites with the red pants and the blue numbers. It should be a great matchup. We're almost here to the end of warm-ups. A full crowd.
I can't tell if I'm watching the Washington Capitals or the Pinnacle Pioneers. I don't know what's going on here.
They have the little L with the hockey stick in there as well.
Yeah, the Pinnacle L, yeah.
So we should have a good one coming up. 1:30 to go until we start it off here. But if you looked at this, and let's say Mullet Arena wasn't even a thing, you think this was a D1 championship?
Oh, definitely, for sure. I think, again, it's all about the growth of the game in the state, and it's been talked about from when ASU developed their D1 program here to when you look at the numbers the Coyotes put up in attendance last year at Gila River, and now what they're doing in Mullet, selling out every game. It's great to see that it's this big of a thing in Arizona for hockey to be here. And I'm excited to see where it goes. These kids are I think just the start of what hockey can really be here.
For Mountain Ridge, Coach Penzone told me, he said, last year, due to being in D1, they had an automatic playoff game. They had to play the number 1 seed. It was not an easy road, and they lost that game. This is a game that they feel they are in. They have as much chance to win. This is a real playoff game for them rather than last year.
I think adversity is something that you have to be ready for in the game of hockey. You're not going to get to where you want to be on the big stage, not having to go through those tougher battles with teams that you may be overmatched with. You got a number 1 seed in here against the number 2 seed. It's hard to say that this is a matchup a lot of people saw at the beginning of the year or even a couple games into the season. But when you have 2 teams that are equally winning 15 games, only losing 1 or 2, this is the type of game you want to see. The state title game between 2 squads who put up equal numbers both ways.
We actually have 3 state title games today, and if we had the technology, we would do all of them.
Yeah.
However, we're doing this game. We're doing the D3 game that's right after this in Campo Verde and Pinnacle. The JV state championship is over on the Shane Doan rink at 8 o'clock. So, hey, we'll have to put out a GoFundMe for next year.
It's a lot of hockey. There's no complaints about this much hockey.
We're gonna have a few cameras over here and a few cameras over there.
Yeah, there you go.
And see if we can find a way.
No play-by-play on the JV rink. You'll just have to watch it. We'll take one of the gold cams and throw it over there. But
we'll find a way.
Yeah,
we'll
definitely.
find a way. Yeah, 15 on the clock. 3 15-minute periods. If we go to overtime, things change a little bit from last week. It'll be 15 minutes of 5-on-5. If nothing's decided, shootout. And
the shootout last week is what got to Corona del Sol. Connor Brown, for Mountain Ridge was the only scorer. Again, it was a complete goaltending battle both ways. The shootout, just the one-on-ones. Braden Babcock just outshines there. You got to hope that's not what's going to happen this time, but if it is, it's a fitting end to the season that feels like it's storybook for both squads.
So we're going to do the anthem, we're going to do introductions, and we'll be right back for Puck Drop.
We would like to welcome you to the 2022-23 Arizona High School Hockey Playoffs. Tonight's game.
A lot of Coopers. Goodness. Awesome. So anthem over, introductions over. We got our starting lines. You want to take it away for us?
That's all you.
All right, starters for Pinnacle. At the forward spot, Nate Chatsworth, centered by Dylan Weissman, and on the right side is Jackson Fagus. On the back end, of course, Tyson Derryberry, along with Ian Schmall, and net Austin Chartle. For Mountain Ridge, Cooper Cunningham, Jake Eisman, Christopher Brooks, Cooper Early, and Owen Dunich. Starting out with their best for both teams.
Yeah, you got to start with the captain for Mountain Ridge coming out here, Cooper Cunningham. another kid who can have an explosive effect on his team's performance. When you start with your captain on the ice as the head of your lines, you kind of got to expect it to be a little physical. I'm excited for you.
That's what we've been hearing. Mountain Ridge, physical, heavy team. Pinnacle, fast, will skate by you in a blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Let's see how these two strategies match up as they both come onto the ice. Cunningham will take the draw against Weissman. The captain against the captain as we start off our Division II championship of 2023. Puck's down, Mountain Ridge wins it, and off we go. Weissman backhands it forward. Played by a hand pass. Gets us our first whistle 8 seconds in.
Early stoppage of play today. Early. We had all this built-up anticipation and anxiety for this game. Already stopped. They're just killing us today. That's all this is.
So the captains come together again on the draw. This one goes Pinnacle's way. Schmall will get to the red and put it behind. Back as Eisman takes a hit from Weissman. Vegas lays a check on Cunningham. Now in the corner, skated out by the Mountain Lions, kept in at the blue for the moment, but Cunningham tips it forward. Just 30 seconds in, as Vegas tried to backhand it down, was stopped by Early. Here's Cunningham out of a group. They'll turn back as Pinnacle gets their first change of the night. A lot of attention paid to Pinnacle's first 5 minutes. Mountain Ridge trying to clog up all 3 zones. Glance back as the puck gets dumped in deep. Shabbat into the center. Ubrig past the blue, tried to make a move. Hawkshurst with a great poke check to stop his rush.
And Hawkshurst did a lot of that last week. A lot of stick checking against Corona del Sol. There were a lot of times when they would skate in towards him and the puck would just end up free. It looks like he's starting off again hot with that tonight.
Montoya puts it into the skates of the D-man. Off the wall, here comes Ubrig once more with Highs with him. Ubrig shooting, saved by Babcock. Rebound, it goes wide. Tried to go glove side on Babcock and put it wide of the post.
Babcock with a thunderous save here for the first one of the night. It echoed throughout the building. No matter how many people are here, it still echoed like there was nobody.
Zlatan will backhand it into the Mountain Ridge D zone, almost turned over. And now it is. Zlatan will put it around. It came off the boards to Holiday. At the red, now behind the net. Still circling with it. It gets down to the circle, all the way across to Horman, who shoots, saved by Schartle with the blocker. The other way comes Pinnacle. Zlatan takes a big hit in center ice. Holiday laid him out right across the logo. Past Williams. Kept in by Goulet. McCall on it. Overskated it, got it back. Cornered by 2 Pinnacle D-men as Regal tried once, couldn't get it out. Here comes Fate, shooting, saved by Schartle. Here comes the pace.
Looks like Schartle's in his place right now. I can't think of the word.
His
place
zone
right now. Yeah, his zone right now. Same thing with Babcock on the other end. 2 big saves to start the game. It's always how you want to see your goaltender start it, especially in the biggest game of the year.
The biggest and the last.
Oh, for sure.
Zlatan behind the net. Williams keeps it going. Picked up by Regal. Across the red into the offensive zone. Regal takes a big hit from Brooks. Christopher Brooks in the corner will go around. And with some help of his forward, gets it to neutral ice. Regal looked to take down Goulet, and then he was. No arms up from the 4 officials. Tip forward, icing waved off. Papadato's back. Didn't reach the red end eventually.
Big hit by Fate in the corner.
Physicality, the name of this game so far. It goes past. Icing waved off, is back to collect it. is Welch. Still in that corner, trying to pull it out. It comes in front, a backhand try. Another shot, they score!
Braden Babcock makes the first save with his pad, and he just can't control it on the rebound. Right there to put the puck back in the net is the Pinnacle Pioneers.
Chatsworth gets us started in the scoring as it was loose in the slot. He backhanded it over Babcock on the rebound. And Nate Chatsworth gets the scoring started. Derryberry back as Pinnacle now plays with a lead. Weissman will put it behind. The first one in is Pinnacle. Now at the blue line, trying to cut in at the slot. Babcock with a good pad save. Shipley took it out of midair. Derryberry with a great job to keep it going forward. Chatsworth was offside, but what a start for these Pioneers scoring first.
And Chatsworth puts back the rebound. He'll get the solo credit on the goal. No assist gifted to it. Babcock right back with another big pad save when Pinnacle was in the zone. He's trying not to fall too far out. Again, you got to wonder if that's 7-2 games in the back of his head here.
I kept hearing we got to play fast in the first 5 minutes from Pinnacle, and in the first 5 they get on the board.
Pinnacle playing with a lead is deadly.
Hankins around. The clearing attempt stopped for the moment. Here come the Mountain Lions the other way. Cunningham up to Early. He puts it behind Glantz. Cunningham puts it in front. Now in the slot, trying a backhand. Ward Mountain Ridge. Will it clear it all the way down? Will it have enough for the icing? It won't. McCall. Here comes Cunningham. 2-on-2 rush as he'll dump it in. First 5 gone in the first period. Big hit behind the goal line. Along the wall, trying to help it out was Hankins. Mountain Ridge puts it back in. James, they have to establish their forecheck to really get into their game.
Yeah, Mountain Ridge's zone time so far doesn't look like it's been too hot, and it shows. Pinnacle's just dominating their puck play, and their passing looks better. You're laying big hits in the zone. It doesn't matter if it's a penalty, but Mountain Ridge is just trying all they can, and Pinnacle's defense is too much for them.
It'll be a penalty, I believe, for interference against Early. Pinnacle will be going to the power play. Offensive zone penalties are never one you want to take, especially down one.
And in a big game, either way, not something you want to have to deal with, being shorthanded. Last week, Mountain Ridge let up a lot of goals shorthanded. Those first 2 that were scored, one of them was a power play goal against Braden Babcock, so you got to wonder.
Shot off the draw by Ubrig. Hit the glass. Now behind. At the goal line. Fanning on it. Here's Highs at the half wall. Gets knocked down. Glantz will keep it in and put it in deep. As they try to set up the power play. Derryberry back in front. Glantz keeps it in. Here comes Horman the other way. A 2-on-0 for Mountain Ridge. Now a breakaway. Here he is. Shoots, save by Shaw. The rebound, and he got that one too. Montoya stoned by Shardle.
And Montoya was the leading scorer for this Mountain Ridge squad. Shardle does not care. This is a big game. He wants to win. Showing it there. Another good pad save on the breakaway for Montoya. Montoya's hanging his head as they're skating in a circle. He can't believe it.
Best chance of the power play so far has been actually from Mountain Ridge. As they lose the draw, Vegas puts it forward. And he's going to chase after this one with Brooks. Vegas, first one to the puck. McCall, the call-up from D3, playing the biggest minutes of the season.
We talked about McCall's body size. He's a big guy who's laying hits to get the puck free. And it shows he wants to play.
He's pinned to the boards by Vegas. Keeps it moving. Pinnacle puts it the other way. 1 minute to go in the power play. Williams at the blue. Will skate down with it. Watched by Montoya. McCall clears it all the way down. The Mountain Lions get a full change as Pinnacle will have to reset.
Mountain Ridge with, you said it, probably the best chances of the power play for Pinnacle here so far. Their penalty kill's doing well, but just not helpful if you're going to be down a man all game.
Almost at the middle of this first period. The PK of the Mountain Lions starting to gain a little bit of control. Here comes Pinnacle the other way. Morin takes a big hit. Regal, glove saved by Babcock. As he gets his team an offensive zone draw.
We saw Oberg take a quick shot off the draw the last time they were in this zone on one. You got to wonder if Chatsworth's getting ready to play the puck back to him here and just let him fire it on.
You can see him being a lefty shot.
If not him, looks like Derryberry was a chance too.
Lance takes a shot blocked away up top by Goulet. Tahai's at the top of the circle. Goes all the way across, picked off. Here they come the other way. It's Brown out of the boxes early. Brown stops on a dime in front, early save by Charlotte. What a save, Austin Charnow on the deflection.
Way to stay with the puck, especially when it's moving across the zone. That's what you want to see. Playing in Division I, Charnow had a lot of chances to make good saves on good level players. He does it there again, just tracks the puck all the way across, and on the tip, just has the glove ready to make a save.
Early came out of the box and dashed right towards the net. No one was around and no one saw him. In the circle, it comes toward the slot, blocked away. Pinnacle the other way, Papadatos. Up to Isenstark. Isenstark's blocked. Picked up and cleared out to the neutral zone. Papadatos.
Wrist there too.
Down deep. A good forecheck by these Pioneers. They keep it in at the blue. Williams' shot gets blocked on the way, and a second chance went wide. Big hit in the corner. There's another penalty. Eisman, too strong on his hit into the boards. He's going to head to the box. Not the start you want if you're Mountain Ridge.
And you got to admit, they're playing that big physical game we said they need to play, but you're just playing it wrong. You got to play the clean physical game to avoid these penalties. Again, this is another chance for Pinnacle to capitalize on the fact that Braden Babcock wasn't good on the penalty kill last week. So let's see how this fares for the Pinnacle Pioneers.
This wasn't a Mountain Ridge team that took a lot of penalties through the year. They were middle of the pack when it comes to penalty minutes in D2. However, taking 2 penalties, ones that you could have avoided so far, not where you want to start.
No, not at all. And it's just a roughing call. Too early on the hit. Let him get the puck on his stick and then make that hit. It's a good hit if it's clean, but just too early.
Goulet backhands it into the offensive zone and picks up his own deflection. He'll put it deep for Brown. Mountain Ridge looking to kill some time. Brown still causing trouble. Fagus out with it. Jackson Fagus into the offensive zone on the backhand. Watched by McCall, and he lays a big hit into him.
Makes that big play in the corner, gets the puck loose on a very important penalty kill here for his Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions.
All the way across to Williams, who circles with it at the top, shooting, blocked on the way. Brooks with a big block, but can't get it out just yet. 1:10 to go in the power play. Now Mountain Ridge gets the full clear and the full change.
Both teams get a set of fresh legs on the ice here. Pinnacle's got some speed up through their own defensive zone.
Hawkshurst gets it right back. Papadatos starts the rush to Ubrig. Across the red, Montoya lays a big hit into him. Here's a rush for Pinnacle. In front, shooting, scores!
Sharp angle shot at Brandon Babcock.
Sabbath makes it 2-0 Pioneers. He gets into the circle. It becomes a 2-on-1 as the D stepped up. He goes top corner. And Nathan Sabbath. Wow. Biggest game of the year, James. That's the first goal
And
for
it's-
Nathan Sabbath.
It's looking like Mountain Ridge is back into that down 2-0 hole.
Darnell freezes this one. Nathan Sabbath played a few games with this D2 team, mostly with D3. He comes into the biggest game on the power play and gives them a 2-0 lead.
That's how you prove that you belong with the big dogs. You make the big plays.
Another chance as Oubre cuts in front, still with it, he shoots and it goes wide. This was the same spot that Mountain Ridge was down against Corona last weekend in the semis. They got one by Nate Montoya before the end of the first, and that proved big in their comeback.
This is when you hope to see Braden Babcock play the same way he played last week against Corona. Corona had 77 points combined by their center and winger on the top line, and Sean Haggard and David Baxter Jr. And Braden Babcock said, I don't care about your almost 80 points. I want to win a game.
They're going to call too many men. It's going to go against Mountain Ridge. This is their third penalty of the first period.
And we're not even 10 minutes, we're just over 10 minutes into the frame. A bench minor, not good. Mountain Ridge's coach is arguing with the referee here. I don't think anything will come of this. It never does. That performance we're talking about last week for Braden Babcock, 46 for 48 against the Aztecs, 1.80 goals against and a .960 save percentage.
So the third opportunity for Pinnacle to go to the power play. They've converted on 1 of 2. Mountain Ridge still needs to send someone to the box.
A little bit of confusion there between the Mountain Ridge bench and Thunich, who was ready to take the draw. You got to respect it.
They get their 4 out there. We're going to go back to the power play with 4.5 to go in the first.
Braden Faith get the best of him. He gets tossed from the circle.
Tie up on the draw, comes back to Glantz, who shoots, and a glove save by Babcock as it hit off the glass. Big hit behind the net. McCall will stop with it and try the other way. Brooks with a nice move, but he turns it over for the time being. McCall back. Can't get it out. Kept in at the blue by Marin. Still loose. High slot Fate. He'll pick it off. Tried to go the other way. Big hit by Brooks. He's going to get called.
And they are having to blow the whistle for a while in order for it to be heard. It is loud in here.
Brooks is going to head to the box.
He is not happy about it.
It was an open ice hit. The puck was in the area. As we see the replay, a blindsided hit.
Again, we talk about you just have to time your hits right. Another key showing of what it is when you don't time that hit right. It goes against you instead of for you.
5-on-3 now. Pinnacle the advantage.
And I believe that will be a 2 and a 10 for Christopher Brooks.
Winning the face-off for the Mountain Lions as they get the clear. This is a huge turning point in the game, James.
If Mountain Ridge can kill off the 5-on-3 opportunity here against one of the top offenses in the league, it'll be interesting to see how they fare the rest of the game.
Derryberry cut to the net, comes back to Highs at the top. Goes across, glance, shoots, saved by Babcock.
Swallows the puck. And I want to go back to something. We glanced over it because the puck was in play. That shot over Babcock's head, he tracks the puck really well, goes to make a glove save, just barely misses it. Last week, same thing happens. He's able to track the puck really well. Those 2 goals that he's had against him so far in this game again happened last week. They went down 2-0 early. If he can make a recovery in this game for his Mountain Lions, this is going to be interesting. It's more about if their offense can score on shot.
Hawkshurst loses the draw. Pinnacle with control. Glance at the top, tries to go back door, and just missing on it was Zubrig. We'll carry it at the top and go all the way across. Highs now. to Ubrig, who cuts in. Ubrig off the post.
Braden Babcock
He gets
had no
it right
idea where that
back.
puck was after the ricochet.
Over to Highs in the circle. He shoots. It goes over the post and all the way out. A free clear for Mountain Ridge.
And that's exactly what Mountain Ridge needs. You see they're going to change here the small set of legs they have on the ice, but that's important. Pinnacle's still buzzing with the puck here.
Ubrig will enter the zone on the forehand. Into the circle. Ubrig cutting towards the net. Still loose. In the circle. Derryberry tried a shot and it got blocked. Glantz takes the shot and Babcock with the glove save. Not only is it so tough to stop a 5-on-3, James, but this Mountain Ridge PK unit has been out there for what seems like almost half the period.
And you talked about the first 5 minutes for Pinnacle being the most important. It looks like the entire period's been the most important for Pinnacle.
Kept in by Morin at the blue. Out of the box is Stunich. Back to 5-on-4. As it came in front, Babcock freezes it. So they kill one step. Now they have to finish it off with 33 more seconds to go on the PK. Weissman stays out to take the draw with their top unit still on. He loses it in a full clear by Mountain Ridge. And a good forecheck as well by Brown to Montoya. These two work so well together on the PK. Last rush on the power play for Pinnacle with 10. Fagus, the assistant captain, on the backhand into the zone. Watched by McCall. Fagus to the net. Saved by Babcock. Rebound. He got that one too as Weissman put it in his area.
Babcock tracking the puck really well now. This is what they need. He watches the rebound off his blocker, ready to swallow up the second chance for Pinnacle.
2 seconds until Goulet comes out of the box, who was in there because of the 2 and 10 to Brooks.
And Brooks will sit for that last couple minutes. You got to hope his performance is not something they need to win this game. It would be detrimental for them to lose him and get that production from him.
2 and 1. Goulet's out of the box. Pinnacle wins the draw. Williams tried to give it to Ubrig, or a check that isn't Stark, and they get the clear. Icing waved off. Morin back. Pass Grantham. Shipley try to put it deeper. Morin with a good breakout to Eisenstark. Past the stick of the Mountain Ridge D, but he gets back in a good way. Now it's Hawkshurst. Williams gets it deeper and takes a hit while doing so.
Good physical, clean hit there for... Finally, it's about time we got a clean hit.
Zlatan at the top to Morin as he puts it in deeper. A big hit behind the net as the Mountain Ridge D slowly gets up. Rebound chance in front and a good clear. We enter the final minute of the first period.
Braden Babcock kicks across on the loose puck, but he doesn't need to. Luckily, he's got a guy there to clear the puck into the corner away from him. It's good to see.
Shipley picks it up and comes the other way. Into his skates, Shipley will shoot, saved by Shortle, and takes a big hit. That's a penalty on Pinnacle.
Shipley very slow to get up.
Regal's gonna head to the box.
Mountain Ridge waving their players back to the bench now. Shardle on one knee.
Shipley took a shot and the hit was completely after the play.
And again, you're gonna have to play the body. We knew that, but you're gonna have to play a clean body. You gotta hope Shipley's okay. It's scary to see a play like that in the corner.
It was a good save by Shardle and then an unnecessary hit after the play.
And it looks like he got shoved down. He might have started to lose his angle there, but still, just that forcing of the boards can be scary.
Shipley slowly gets up and he got stick taps from all. We'll see what the official ruling is here on Regal. The officials are conferring as we speak.
You got to wonder if that's going to be a 2 and a 10. If not, just a game misconduct. You never know.
I think that's the discussion right now.
Hopefully.
Do they keep Regal in the game after the 12 minutes, or is he done for the day? It's been a physical first, but not a clean one.
No, and again, that's something, I keep reiterating it. We knew it would be that way, but if you're going to lay the body, you have to play it clean.
We'll see what the officials have to say.
If I remember how to read lips, I believe the call is a 2 and a 10 for boarding.
Boarding was the call, so they're going to give a 2 and the 10 to Regal. 38.4 to go. First chance on the power play for Mountain Ridge.
5 on 3, 5 on 4 opportunity. My apologies.
First chance on the power play for the Mountain Lions. They lose the draw, and immediate clear by the Pioneers.
Looks like Pinnacle's penalty killing unit.
This is exactly how the Corona game went, James. They scored in the final minute of the first on the power play. Good work by Pinnacle, by Vegas, to take time off the clock. Look at this work against 2 Mountain Lions.
Normally you don't see one guy fight 2 mountain lions and come out alive, but I guess this is one of the only times you'll see it happen.
Here they come with 8 seconds to go. Into the zone, a weak shot on Chartle and a save. No ice cuts between periods, so we'll just keep on going with 4 seconds to go in the first.
Big offensive drone penalty. Power play, draw for Mountain Ridge here.
Off the draw, Cunningham fans on it in his skates, and that'll take us to the end of the first. 2-0 Pinnacle at the end of 1. Chatsworth and Sabbath with the goals for the Pioneers, and a lot of penalties to go along with it.
Yeah, it feels like more penalty minutes than playing the puck moving around, It feels like this game has gotten very physical and very dirty quick. You got to wonder what the response is going to be. We don't know if Shipley's okay. I don't know. He is standing on the bench, it looks like, talking to the medics, but you just got to hope he's all right.
And we'll have as many updates as we can on him. Mountain Ridge will start with 55 or so, or check that. It'll be about 1 minute and 20 on the power play to start the second period. A big power play for them, and down 2, we know how the first kind of went. They had chances, but they got to cash one in.
And it's all about puck control. Pinnacle's forecheck and backcheck have both been amazing all day. It's only the end of the first period. They're just controlling the puck. It looks like they wanted more than Mountain Ridge, but again, we saw this happen last week. Mountain Ridge goes down that 2 goals early. They don't get one before the end of the first period here, but Brandon Babcock might hit his stride and turn it up.
So Brooks to the box for Mountain Ridge, still got a good amount of time there. Regal, the same thing for Pinnacle.
Barry serving the minor part of the 2 and 10 for Pinnacle.
And Mountain Ridge starts at 122 on the power play. Montoya with the draw against Vegas. Here we go. Period 2, off and running. Connor Brown for the Mountain Lions.
Game winner against Corona last week in the shootout.
Montoya into the zone with McCall. Tried the drop pass, good play by Glantz to force it out to the neutral zone. Miscommunication, it comes back to Papadopoulos. Brown does a good job of keeping it in the neutral zone, but then they lose it and it's cleared down. 45 to go on the power play. As Cunningham turns it over behind his own net. Played by a high stick. Vegas negates that, but takes time off the clock. He's going to do it again.
Last week we talked about them having a hard time connecting with their forwards. Their passes are not crisp today. That one was bad timing by me, I'm sorry.
Here comes Horman. Tried to put it in front. Looking for Brown. Now in the corner, Montoya. Picks it up, watched by Glantz. Here's Horman with 10 on the power play. To Brown, back to Horman, who shoots. It's stop, rebound, and another save. Third shot, it goes off the post. Scrambling for it, still loose, and the whistle. Best chance of the night for Mountain Ridge.
Shardo keeping that 0 goals against average intact here. Just shuffling for the puck. It looked like it trickled around for quite a bit in the crease.
A scrum in that blue. There was 3 chances at it. One went off the post, which forced Shartle to turn around, but the net came off and they got the whistle with the puck escaping the eyes of the referees. We're back to 5-on-5 play. Mountain Ridge 0 for 1 on the power play so far. Brown in the corner, kept in at the blue by Papadatos. Holiday taken down behind the net, no call. In front, Ubrig, he put it wide. Ubrig had a wide open net.
Yeah.
And that could be a turning point. That could easily be 3-0 Pinnacle.
And one thing noted by the coaching staff of Mountain Ridge that we have here, Brandon Babcock can turn on a switch. It looks like he might have turned that switch on right here. This might be what they need.
Weissman on the draw against Dunic.
An angry slam of the door on the Pinnacle bench.
A missed opportunity to say the least. Goulet puts it to fate. A great stick by Papadatos stopped that action. Here they come with Chatsworth. He's got one already today. Back in front looking for the tip. Papadatos again will have to chase back as it deflected off Goulet. Kept it along the half wall by Wolford. Braden Fate, a big body out there, a big 89 with the cage. Tried to lay a big hit, missed it, highest shot. Check that, Williams. Here comes Mountain Ridge the other way, off the bench. Came Ubrig to stop that.
Ubrig at the right place at the right time right there for the Pinnacle Pioneers. That could have been costly.
Stopping with it, now skating with the Chatsworth. He'll put it in deep and go for a change. Almost 3 minutes gone here in the second. Goulet cornered by 3 Pioneers. He flips it out but turns it over to Schmall. Still in the neutral zone. Here comes Holiday, picks up a loose puck. Holiday with a nice move through 1 but couldn't get through 2. Pinnacle the other way with Derryberry. Derryberry into the circle, cutting towards the net. Good poke check by Babcock.
Just gets it in too tight on Babcock there. Babcock's able to make the easy poke check.
Trying to go for the long pass, and they get it. Farber can't get a shot away. He'll turn around, try to put it back in front, but Pinnacle gets the clear. He looked almost surprised that it came to him.
Another miscommunication there by the Mountain Ridge offense. You got to have a guy there where he knows where he is to play that puck. That was a key opportunity they might be looking back at, kicking themselves for missing later in the game.
Zlatan back in his own zone. Caught up in the skate of Ubrig. Laying a big hit was Welch. Into the slot was Ubrig. He lays a big hit as he loses the puck. The other way comes Mountain Ridge. Farber with a nice move, and then he gets taken down and into his own offensive zone.
Shipley back on the ice, good to see.
Shipley at the blue. All the way across. They barely keep it in. Welch gloves it down. He'll shoot. It gets blocked on the way. Picked up by Hayes, who will skate it out. A nice hit along the boards and a penalty called. They're going to call penalty there or hand pass?
I believe hand pass. No one's skating to the box.
Seemed like a clean hit. No penalty ruled. 4 skaters caught up in that zone. This one is offside. .10:18 to go in the second. And James, you got to say, Mountain Ridge has really come out with a little bit of juice here in the second.
And that was the same thing again we saw last week. They played down by 2 at the beginning of the second frame. Down by 1, sorry, excuse me. They played down by 1 at the beginning of the second frame. They do get it together there. They've gotten it together here, down by 2 at the beginning of the frame.
Glantz gets it deeper. Brown takes down Eisenstark. It jumps to Weissman into the circle. Kept in by Morin. Zlatan and McCall match up down behind the goal line. Eisenstark throws it towards the net to Weissman, still loose at the side. It's punched out, kept in by Morin once more. Mountain Ridge the other way. Nice move by Brown. He'll enter the zone and turn back. Brown to Horman, he loses the puck. Horman again, nice move, look to put it in front. Still loose in the blue, poking at it. Everyone's down, where's the puck? The whistle's blown.
Connor Brown able to finesse the puck through the Pinnacle defense there to his teammate Horman, who was open. He just could not corral the puck in front of Chartle. Another bad scramble in front of the crease for the loose puck. No one knew where it was for a second.
Talk about a player. Braden Horman might not be the tallest player out there, but he can move it around with the stick.
It's all about using your abilities the way you know how to. Doesn't matter the size, it matters the way you use your size.
Face off won by the Pioneers, and Eisenstark puts it forward, looking for the odd man rush, but Holiday says no. First one back, he'll try to skate out with it and does. Takes a big hit, here comes Horman. Horman across the Brown, looked to go back to Horman, but it went under his skit. Holiday at the goal line. First chance doesn't go through. Back to the blue. Shot there, saved by Chartle, and then extracurriculars in front.
And it looked like Williams planted the face of the Mountain Ridge player into the ice after Chartle had made the save, and that's exactly what he did. Cross check to the back, just puts him face down into the ice.
6 minutes gone here in the second. Christopher Brooks will be coming out of the box shortly. Got a 2-10 in the middle of that first period.
No call for the extracurriculars on Williams after the stop by Chartle.
Picked up by Wolford. He goes into the zone. Takes a big hit and goes down. Pinnacle the other way. Highs with a nice move into the offensive zone. Picked off by Wolford. Derryberry has to go back as it would have been offside.
Wolford
now it is.
Draped all over him too.
Sabbath couldn't get out of the zone quick enough. James, it looks like the Mountain Lions, they're starting to get things going, but they need one to kind of open the dam.
And the first one you get past Chartle could be the game changer. You never really know if you can't get it past him. Just looks like they're not connecting in the zone, and again, that's going to be costly. They have cleaned up the hits, though, after the whistle, and they are clean hits now that they're laying. They're just dealing with Pinnacle's physicality, and it looks like it's getting the best of them right now.
Obrig to Highs, his shot blocked on the way by McCall.
Big body, McCall in front of the net.
Derryberry with a big hit. Now in the slot, Obrig across, looking for a shot and a save by Babcock.
Another puck swallowed by Braden Babcock.
That was Sabbath looking for number 2 of the day.
And it, again, Mountain Ridge's coaching staff notes that Babcock has the ability to flip a switch, and switch has been flipped, it would appear. Swallows the second chance.
If you get Babcock on his game, now it's all up to the offense.
And if you got Babcock on his game, you just got to get your offense to do something here for him.
Vegas can't get it any deeper. Mountain Ridge goes the other way, and if they chase up to it, it is. Here we go, Shipley shooting, and a nice glove save by Charlotte.
Another good track on his shot off a Mountain Ridge stick by Chartle. Watches it all the way into his glove. He knew what was happening. He knew what was coming, and he was just ready for it.
You see him just flash the leather there on the shot up top.
Maybe a missed opportunity for a puck to get passed across for a one-time chance for Mountain Ridge.
Now back behind. Farber as they cycle. Shipley lays a hit. Trying to put it back in front to Eisman. Vegas adding a lot of pressure. Chatsworth will skate it out. Chatsworth, the one already tonight. Hawkshurst takes it off his stick.
Doing what he does best, making plays with the stick again, Hawkshurst.
Cutting towards the net, still loose in the slot. Weissman turns with it. Almost got taken down by a stick. Farber goes to Shipley. Shardle sticks it to the corner. Still loose behind the net. It comes to the corner, and Shardle will cover. James, if you're this Mountain Ridge team, it's looked better than the first, but they need another level.
You got to get Shardle moving across the crease. A lucky bounce or two is how they got past Kyler Beef last week in equal man play. You just got to hope you can catch Shardle off guard or get something past him when he's not able to see the puck and stop it.
.707 to go here in period 2 as we pass the halfway mark.
Knock on wood, a scoreless period by both sides.
Icing the call as McCall came back.
It's nice to see the only time we might see the trail to the box skated through is for the release of the 2 and 10s from the first period. Gotta love clean hockey.
Of course, Regal's still in there for Pinnacle.
Christopher Brooks has been standing waiting to come out of the box for a while.
It looks like a tiger trying to come out of his cage.
Or a mountain lion.
A mountain lion, there it is.
Pardon the dad joke. It's too easy.
Early goes back to McCall. Under 7 to go in the second period. Up to Cunningham, the captain, into the offensive zone. Puts it into an open corner, played by a high stick. Tunick in front, but picked off by Pinnacle. Here they come the other way. Highs to Ubrig. Soft shot, patted away by Babcock.
Ubrig finesses a shot through the Mountain Ridge defender, just right through the wickets there.
Icing the call on Pinnacle.
And there goes Christopher Brooks out of the box.
So Brooks serves his 12 minutes in the box.
Yeah.
And now he's back and ready to go. In the D1 championship game, James, Ryan Jim, he took a 2 and a 10 at the start of the third period, scored the game-tying goal with a minute to go.
Anything can happen.
We're going to redo this face-off. Not to say anything, but Brooks, who plays a lot of minutes, he has a little bit more energy than everybody else now.
He's spent more minutes in the box than he's skated on the ice tonight so far.
And they'll be using him a lot here in the final 6 minutes of the second and then the third.
Babcock with a good steer into the corner there on another shot that he tracked really well off the draw.
Here's Weissman to the backhand, tried to get it through. Check that, Ubrig. Vegas will pick up the loose puck behind Babcock. To the circle. Highs caught up in his skate. Still loose, side of the net, back in front, Vegas, saved by Babcock.
Babcock tracks that puck through his defenseman Hawkshurst.
Here they come, Montoya and Derryberry, one-on-one. Montoya taking off the puck, still loose, and picked up by Highs. Still loose, Brown shot deflected to the corner. Montoya, Horman in the circle, taken off the stick by Ubrig. Vegas comes the other way for Pinnacle. A 4-on-2 if they hurry. Derryberry across, Highs, saved by Babcock with the glove. Back of the blue, Morin takes a shot, it goes over the net. Brown looks to kick it out, he can't.
Better rebound control by Braden Babcock in this second period. It's good to see.
Final 5 of the second, long pass. They find Montoya. Eisenstark with a great job tying up his stick. Brown goes to Welch, who shoots in the save by Shardle.
Like it was not even a challenge. Shardle swallows a puck hole. Ready for it the entire way. Shardle just in position to make a stomach save.
Fate in the circle. 4:45 to go in the second. James, what makes Chartle so good? He's such a big body, there's nowhere to shoot.
Much like Scott Darling back in the day for the Chicago Blackhawks, big body that could kick across the net fast.
In front, oh, the rebound chance goes just wide. Wolford was right there with an open net. Either a defenseman's stick or Chartle's stick got in the way and deflected it over the entire net. McCall to Wolford into the zone. His shot deflected off the netting.
Kind of fitting, we were just talking about Chartle's ability to kick across the net, and as we do, a wide open chance the other side of the net for Chartle, and it just misses. Looks like it might have been tipped off of Chartle's stick. We don't know for sure though.
It was Wolford right in front.
Another good chance for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions they can't capitalize on, Dylan.
They're going to need 1 and 2 if they expect to get back into this game. Vegas puts it in deep, almost 4 to go in the second. McCall with great defense, forcing his man to the corner. Glance at the top, shoots, and it goes just wide. Brooks back out there, back in front. Glance shoots, it's blocked by Fate. Fate picks it up and puts it into the netting. So the faceoff will come back into the Pinnacle offensive zone. On the neutral zone on their side. Pace is starting to pick up a little bit from the first, and less penalties, more 5-on-5 play.
It's been much more entertaining to watch. Don't get me wrong, I love a physical game, but a dirty physical game is no fun.
For anybody.
For anybody. Parents included. You got to think about the parents sometimes,
always.
you know?
Welch on the backhand. Backhands it across. Vegas keeps it in. Williams looks to go forward as he looked to pinch in. But recovers.
Good stick lift attempt by Shipley there in the neutral zone. Just does not get it off cleanly.
Weissman takes a big hit and goes down in the corner. Welch is the one to skate out with it. Turns it over to Vegas. Chatsworth and Babcock will cover it.
Smothers the puck.
Jackson Regal out of the box after his 2 and 10. So everyone back to full strength.
He served his 12. He's ready to play again for the Pinnacle Pioneers.
Highs, Ubrig, and Sabbath, the forward set for Pinnacle. It comes to Holiday behind the net. Taken off his stick. It's going to be a penalty for hooking on Highs. Another offensive zone penalty. This time it's against Pinnacle. And this could be a real turning point, James. It's coming to the end of the second. Mountain Ridge needs one. Here's the chance.
And they'll trudge the path to the box one more time. This time Highs with a hook in the corner, trying to make a stick check play. He just can't do it. Gets called for the hook, and Mountain Ridge, hopefully he's able to capitalize, win the draw, get a puck put on net.
Mountain Ridge to the power play for the second time tonight.
Leading point getter Montoya on the ice for this power play.
Babcock will have to let it go as it's not in the trapezoid. Brooks, long pass to Montoya, who enters the zone, drop pass to Brown. Brown cutting in, try to get a shot away, couldn't. Still loose in the top. Brown tries it. Brooks at the top, shooting, it's blocked. Weissman with a great block. Ubrig the other way for Pinnacle.
We've been talking a lot about Weissman tonight. His name's been mentioned quite a lot. One of the notes from the Pinnacle coaching staff is that he is a coaching staff approved and voted captain, but he is a leader on the ice for Pinnacle. We've seen him a lot tonight.
Horman with a nice pass to Spring Montoya. Now Brown. Connor Brown all the way across. Braden Horman shoots. It's blocked by Morin. Montoya to the top. Shot by Holiday gets through and a save by Chartle. McCall's shot goes through the crease and wide. Holiday cutting in the slot. Holiday. Now McCall, his shot blocked. Mountain Ridge doing good work on this power play. Hard to get a shot through. 45 to go on the power play. Side of the net, backhand try. Chartle has the pad down. Brown takes it out to the wall. All the way across, Montoya. His shot blocked. Morin will clear it down. Ubrig looking to take it off the stick, and he does. Ubrig shooting, it goes off the post. And the net comes off. 18 seconds to go.
A good chance there for the Pioneers. He just misses the mark on the shot, trailed by 2 Mountain Lions. And then both Shipley and Montoya collapse into Babcock, knocking the net off his moorings. 18 seconds to go on Mountain Ridge's power play. They have yet to look like they're going to capitalize on this thing.
Regal back out there for Pinnacle on the PK unit. And they win the draw. Galance's shot almost got through. Would deflected wide. Schmall goes back. It's icing on Mountain Ridge. They had the zone time, James. However, getting a shot through this Pinnacle defense is no easy task.
And they have gotten a couple really good ones in on Chartle. They just don't have a rebound putback available at that moment.
Regal on the draw. Mountain Ridge wins it with fate. Chatsworth, the first one to it. Out of the box is Highs. We're back to 5-on-5 play. Fate looked to take it into the zone himself. Knocked off the puck. It comes to Hawkshurst. Highs picks it off and enters the offensive zone on the backhand. Chatsworth takes a hit. Highs in the corner. Derryberry at the blue. His shot gets through. Saved by Babcock. And he puts it to the corner. Under 30 seconds to go now in the second.
Hawkshurst jamming at the puck between the Pinnacle Pioneers. Highs' feet. Puck's still loose along the boards there. Everyone's jamming for it right now.
Mountain Ridge comes out with it with 20. Small is going to head back for it. Gets it to Regal, lays a hit. Welch with 10. Hawkshurst with 5. As they clear it down, and that'll take us to the end of the second. No scoring here in the second period. 2-0 Pinnacle.
It's tough. You said it. It's tough for the Mountain Ridge offense to get anything through Pinnacle's defense. It looks like we'll get a nice little chance here for a cut of the ice. Hopefully some fresh Zamboni'd ice is what Mountain Ridge needs. Hopefully they take advantage of this 12 minutes in the room to get their heads on straight, because you're running out of time to make a big play and to win a game against the goalie who's shown that he's not going to let the easy stuff get through.
So we'll do an ice cut. We'll be back. 15 minutes to go for Mountain Ridge. James, what's one or two things they really need to hone on in this locker room? What is the message?
If I'm head coach for the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions, I'm teaching them the adversity is part of the game. We talked about it earlier. They just have to keep trying to get pucks on Chartle and get something through him. If you're Mountain Ridge, you can't keep giving up these chances. Positioning is everything. We've seen a couple rebounds that haven't bounced their way, like the last one when McCall was here. He just was not positioned correctly. If I'm them, I'm teaching just keep pushing on net, going for the puck, trying to get the loose rebounds.
So 2-0 Pinnacle after 2 goals by Chatsworth and Sabbath.
Only in the first period, too.
In the first. It was all the action, the goals, the penalties in the first. Things kind of died down in the second. Got a few posts hit, one on Chartle and one against Babcock as well, and the shorthanded chance by Ubrig. But 2-0 after 2. We're head to break. We'll be back for the third in just about 10 minutes.
exactly what we thought it would be. Well done.
All right back here at the ice den for period number 3. Dylan Pescator, James Mackey, as we get ready for period 3. Pinnacle's up 2-0 after 2 goals by Chatsworth and Sabbath. Mountain Ridge really kind of took control a little bit in that second period, though.
Yeah, we saw a lot less penalty time both ways, really. Still the 2 and 10s being served from the first period. As both teams will come back out here, it's going to get a little loud, so we'll try our best. But it's been fun to watch that second period. Mountain Ridge kind of found a way to get shots through to Charlotte. They're just missing those last second tweak opportunities to put the puck back on. I mentioned they're going to have to get Charlotte moving from left to right. We talked about him being a bigger guy. You do it right, Mountain Ridge could really put the hurt on here in this third period.
This is not a team that's going to get shut out often. This Mountain Ridge team has the offensive talent to beat any goalie.
And defensive talent too. I think it shows. McCall lays the body well. Hawkshurst is really good at the stick checks. They just have to have the forwards communicating with them at the same time. So if you're going to clear it back out, you got to have someone there to get it. You can't be throwing these errant passes out and missing players.
And the chance that kind of stands out was Wolford was right in front of the net, wide open net, and we didn't get to see if it was the defenseman's stick or Chartle's stick, but it deflected it up into the netting. It was almost a free goal right there.
And it's hard to miss those chances and not get beat up in your mental state, but it looks like they're kind of fending it off very well. They're understanding exactly how they're going to have to play this game both ways. They've cleaned up the physicality. They've, again, knocked out the penalty minutes. So let's hope that this third period is something really special. 2 goals, maybe up by Mountain Ridge, maybe 2 by Pinnacle, and it's a 4-0 game. We don't really know.
But it looks like Babcock for Mountain Ridge, like you said, he's flipped the switch ever since Pinnacle's second goal, and he's given his team every chance in the world to come back.
And the only thing is, their offense has not been able to get through Pinnacle's defense to put second chances again in on Charlo. Charlo's just too quick for them, and even the chances he is putting through his puck trucking skills are so good that they're not really getting many chances to put the puck past them.
So both teams meet at their benches. We got a fresh 15 on the clock, and keep in mind, folks, we'll be doing this game and the game right after. It's a different link on YouTube. However, you just click our channel, Asha Hockey. It'll be right there. Campo Verde and Pinnacle in the D3 Championship. About, 20 minutes or so after this one ends?
Something like that, yeah.
It'll be a good time. So
and again, there's something to be said for Pinnacle's program strength.
4 teams every single year. If you don't get them in the D1 championship, you're most likely going to get them in the other 3 or whatever.
JV, right? Yeah.
But they get D2, D3 this year. So Desert Vista is going to be playing over with the JV championship that starts at 8 o'clock as well.
Something you and I have been talking about. We're seeing a lot of D1 player and coach presence here. This is not a game that's just fun to watch for fan bases. It's a fun to watch game, period.
McCall lays out Vegas, and they both go down in the corner. Derryberry can't keep it in. Williams with a good job to keep his cool. Derryberry loses his stick as Early took it out of his hand. Gonna have to go and skate to it while also maintaining his deep position. He can't. Early cutting in. Backhand try in front. It found the stick of Vegas. Picked up by Hayes. Penalty called on Mountain Ridge.
Early looks baffled. He just got called for that, but he very clearly knocks Derryberry's stick farther into the neutral zone, forcing him to keep skating for it. And he tried to make it look nonchalant, like he was moving it out of his way so he didn't trip, but the refs are not buying it. Early will sit early in this third frame here for Mountain Ridge. And Pinnacle back on the power play tonight. They have already scored once on the power play. I believe it was Sabbath from Ubridge. So let's see how their power play fares here again. Braden Babcock looks like that switch maybe flipped, and you can only wonder what they were able to do in the locker room.
And Mountain Ridge has also had some chances shorthanded as well. Back in that first period as Ubridge scores!
I may have spoken too soon on Braden Babcock.
Colin Ubrig makes it 3-0 Pinnacle on the power play.
Ubrig with another quick shot off the draw, it looks like, and Braden Babcock just not ready for it to come his way. Clean win, not cleanly won by Pinnacle. It does bounce around for a little bit, but Ubrig picks up the loose trash, puts it in the can.
James, it's been a lot of penalties going against Mountain Ridge today. However, it seems like they could have avoided a lot of them, and that's especially one.
That's a perfect example of keeping your composure when you're down in a big game like this. It's not over until it really is over. If you count yourself out and you're giving Pinnacle free power plays, that's going to happen.
Brown the other way, looking for Montoya. Derryberry stops him in his tracks. Montoya lays him out along the boards. Back in front, looking for Brown. A stick got in the way. Hawkshurst keeps it into Horman. All the way across. Cutting into circle, save, rebound, and Chartle got that one too. As sticks were jamming into the blue paint.
Chatsworth credited with the assist on Ubrig's goal. That'll be his second point of the night along with Ubrig.
Now some drawing between the Mountain Lions and Pioneers along the bench area. Mountain Ridge needs one. They need one now.
Perfect chance to get one offensive zone draw.
Regal gets kicked out of the circle. Eisenstark takes it back to the blue. Regal picks it up and will clear it down. It'll go for an icing. And now if it's Pinnacle, you're up 3-0, you have a great defense, pack it in, and really force Mountain Ridge to go through your entire team.
And if you make stupid mistakes like we've seen Mountain Ridge make, it could come back to bite you. You just have to hope you can keep your team put together.
Another draw, Fate takes it and wins it. Picked off by the Pioneers, and Williams springs Regal. Can't get it in deep. Second try is successful. Eisenstark, first one in on the forecheck, takes a big hit from Fate. A clean one at that. Regal lays his man. Eisman into the boards. Kept in by Williams as Welch looked to go past him. Regal cutting through a few defenders. Drop pass, gets it back. Slotting down to Regal, all the way back. Small with a shot, and it goes over the net. Welch will clear it out.
And Small had a wide open shooting lane there all the way to Braden Babcock. It looked like he just did not put it low enough. Whistle here, not sure what for.
Intentional offsides might be the call. They're going to move the draw all the way back to the Mountain
Possibly.
Ridge offensive zone. 2.5 or so gone in this third period. And Colin Ubrig already got on the board for Pinnacle.
The Mountain Lions are going to have to start clawing their way back into this one. Pinnacle is not giving them anything. They have to earn it.
Morin along the boards. Fagus will try the other side. Chatsworth chases up to it. Wolford to Shipley, laid on. Weissman puts it in deep and goes for a full change. Here's Brooks behind his own net. The breakout's been the problem. There it is again, a turnover. Hayes picks it off all the way across, looking for a shot by Berry. Glance's shot, patted away by Babcock to the corner. Picked out of a crowd by Grantham. Still not out as Pinnacle keeps the zone. Brooks lays a hit.
He wears the push into the boards and knocks it off like it's nothing.
Brooks again lays another hit behind the net. Trying to put it in front. McCall pinches in. Pinned by Hayes. Puts it deeper to Shipley behind the net. Looked for the wraparound. It came off his stick.
Decision making apparently was not addressed in the locker room. That is one I would not make if I was Shipley. You got a wide open Holiday at the blue line. Move the puck, make him adjust to the puck movement. They just don't do it.
Grantham, first try, gets blocked. Second try, with the help of Holiday, will be cleared out. Picking it up is Brown. On the forehand to Montoya. His shot saved by Shartle.
Good finesse shot through the legs of Glantz for Pinnacle, but it does not go to a point where I just lost my mind. Does not go to a point where Shartle can't get there.
Horman to the slot, cutting in. Brown at the circle. At the goal line, puts it across. Now Holiday. Holiday shoots, goes high and wide off the glass and out.
Pinnacle will get a change, much needed. Mountain Ridge does not, but it looks like they got a couple guys on the bench ready to go for when they are able to.
Derryberry takes a hit on his dump-in attempt. It comes to Montoya. Pinnacle the other way, could have numbers. Ubrig's move was stopped in its tracks. Here comes the Mountain Lions.
Man rush for the Mountain Lions. This is what they needed. Offsides. Right as we start to talk about them. Connor Brown, offsides.
James, it's been mistake after mistake, and ones they can avoid if you're Mountain Ridge.
And you just have to be a half stride slower there if you're Connor Brown into the zone. You have a 3-on-2 chance with a trailing Pinnacle defenseman. You do it right, that puck ends up in the back of the net. We got a different game in front of us right now.
It's been the game of mistakes by this Mountain Ridge team. Pinnacle's been perfect so far. They need 9:30 of more hockey to capture the D2 championship. Weissman, forehand backhand to Ubrig. He scores! Colin Ubrig, number 2 of the game, number 2 in the period. Pinnacle really stretches out their lead now to 4-0.
Just beats Braden Babcock on a puck that Braden Babcock has no idea where it is. Looks like he goes to pinch it against the post, but he just misses his opportunity to do so. Respect to the Mountain Ridge coaching staff for keeping Braden Babcock in this game.
Here's Bailey Weissman out there, brother, of course, of Dylan, the captain of Pinnacle, who now are up 4-0 here in the third. McCall cutting towards the net, and he gets taken down on the way. Forces the net off.
Weissman credited with the assist on Ubrig's goal.
.57 to go in the third as they fix the net. Ubrig had 13 goals in the regular season for this Pinnacle squad and 2 in the championship.
Petition to change Shartle's name to Brick Wall.
Approved if 8:48 to go makes it happen. You don't want to say the dreaded word.
I was just thinking the same thing. I won't be the one to say it if you aren't.
I'm right with you, James. I talk a lot, but not that word in this situation.
Definitely not something you want to do.
I'm sure his Pinnacle defenders and forwards will do their best efforts to keep that where it is.
Pinnacle's just dominated Tima in the zone. The puck has been in, I think, Mountain Ridge's defensive zone more than they've had control of it in the offensive zone. And even when it has been in the offensive zone, it's been a lot of game chasing for Mountain Ridge here tonight.
It's been chasing, but it all started back in that first period where it was penalty after penalty. It was bad hit after bad hit. And that kind of put it short in their bench, which meant that more PKers had to go, and it wasn't a free-flowing 5-on-5 game.
And when they're able to get a hold of your top unit, and again, just get inside their heads, it's not good for them. Mountain Ridge played a really physical game last week against Corona del Sol. A lot of hits that were really well-timed, I think. It looks like they came into this game thinking they had to do the same, and they just missed the mark in the first period.
They put a little bit too much into their hits and at the wrong time in the wrong situations. Hawkshurst puts it in deeper. Horman taken off his stick by Williams with a great stick lift.
Fantastic stick check actually there by Williams. chance generating for Pinnacle.
And here they come on the breakout. Nice move, 1 and 2 by Holiday. Lays a hit on Derryberry. Now Brown looking to put it in front. The shot is blocked. Second try, safe. Rebound! They got put
Holiday
wide!
misses the wide open net. They get Shirtle out of position and they just cannot put the puck back. Horman cannot believe it, skating around with his head down.
It was a wide open net, the full cage, as we see the replay.
The second time they've had a chance to beat
Watch.
Shirtle, and Holiday just misses it wide. They had the defenseman in front of the net. Derryberry loses his edge, and Shirtle's out of position. That puck's in the back of the net if you just correct it.
7:20 to go. That was another one of the few grade A chances that Mountain Ridge has had in this game.
Good move there by Regal across the center. Yeah, Mountain Ridge is just missing their opportunities to get in the game. It's no one's fault but their own at this point.
Cunningham into the offensive zone. To Fate. Laid into by Schmall. Fate behind Shirtle, in front, looking to put it in the crease. Big hit.
Big hit by Goulet in the middle.
Cunningham in front again, looking for Fate. It went past everybody.
Cage. We'll see if they make him change. They won't.
Another big hit along the board. Schmall and Fate come together. Now at the red, back to the blue. Brooks shoots, scores!
Wow. What a shot for Christopher Brooks. Finally, Mountain Ridge grabs the Pinnacle Pioneers. Christopher Brooks with just a beautiful shot from between the blue line and the circles. Dylan, could this be the turning point needed for Mountain Ridge?
Well, they needed one. They needed to break open the dam.
It all starts with one.
You saw him, it was just a quick wrist shot. I don't think Shirtle saw it on the way.
Played out of the corner. Right to the wide open Christopher Brooks.
6:20 to go. Pinnacle now up 4-1 after Brooks scores his goal. Brown looking to circle. Back to the blue, Hawkshurst. He goes back to Brown, who shoots, saved by Shirtle, and cleared out. Hawkshurst all the way across. First one to it is Horman. Now Holiday at the blue. Holiday shoots. Deflected to the corner. Taken off the stick by Fagus. Brown chases up to him and takes a big hit.
Hit by the captain of the Pinnacle Pioneers. It'll be a penalty.
Penalty coming up on Pinnacle. Here it is. They're going to call it for a knee-to-knee hit. Weissman's going to go to the box. A lot of time to go, James, and now another power play from Mountain Ridge.
Look, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I've seen bigger miracles than this. Almost looked like an accidental slew foot there by the captain of the Pinnacle Pioneers.
Here's Brooks at the blue as they win the draw. Shot, stop, backhand try, goes and gets deflected wide.
And it's only one goal, but it looks like Mountain Ridge kind of has some of their pep back. I thought that one went in.
Cunningham at the side of the net looking for Fate. Circling the offensive zone. To the captain, Cunningham. Back up top. Fate will shoot. Blocked on the way by Williams. McCall. Picked off. Williams clears it to the blue and out. Eisensark to Regal as they put it back door. Pinnacle now looking to kill some time. Big shot stopped by Babcock into the corner. Regal's the first one to the puck and Pinnacle is just holding on to it. Now Brooks will hold on to it and will skate with it. Here comes Brooks into the offensive zone. Tried to put it back in front, got deflected back to the blue. Brown taken off the puck by Regal. 4:20 to go.
40 seconds on the power play for Mountain Ridge, and it looks like they actually found their stride here.
Foreman, but
Charlotte swallows an easy shot.
35 to go on the power play.
It's a good attempt there by Horman, I believe it was. He just doesn't get a grade A chance on Charlotte, and Charlotte sees it like it's nothing. Timeout.
Timeout taken by Mountain Ridge. 4:13 to go in the third, 35 to go on the power play. When do you start to think about pulling the goaltender?
If I'm Mountain Ridge, I play out the rest of this power play, and if we don't get a goal, then I pull my goaltender. If you do, you don't even put the goaltender back onto the ice. Sorry, I just saw Christopher Brooks fall over the boards on the Mountain Ridge bench. If I'm Mountain Ridge and you capitalize on this power play, you roll out 6. You just hope Pinnacle's forecheck and your own back check are good enough to stop the rush back into your own zone.
Their defense has been great all night. Now we'll see how Mountain Ridge, and we'll see if their offense can get going. This is a team that can score. 82 goals on the year. They play great defense. They can put the puck in the back of the net with anybody.
And it's all about goaltending from here on out. You're down by 3, but you already have one on the board. One you probably did not think you would have gotten. And ultimately, that could be the turning point. This late power play for Mountain Ridge. We saw it happen in the Division I game, Dylan. It is possible that it does come back to bite the Pioneers here.
4:13 to go. Babcock's back in net for Mountain Ridge.
Babcock not outside of his blue paint. He will stay there.
Corman takes the draw. Mountain Ridge gets possession. Ubrig tried to get it out, and with the help of Heise, they do. Here's a chance for Ubrig. The hat trick on the line. He scores! A shorty and the hat trick for Colin Ubrig. You talk about taking over a game. Colin Ubrig has done just that.
And Ubrig just gets control of a loose puck in the neutral zone, and he does not waste any chance. Looks like it goes off the butt of the stick of Braden Babcock. We had one hat on the ice, one singular hat. Credit to whoever threw it. Looks like it might have been one of Pinnacle's D1 kids.
Colin Ubrig, 3 goals to push Pinnacle, now up 5-1. With under 4 to go.
Ubrig gets the credit for the goal, and Vincent Heise gets the assist.
Brown into the zone for Mountain Ridge. Out of the box comes Weissman. We're back to 5-on-5 that comes in on Chartle, and he makes the stop.
I would say that's a successful penalty kill for the Pioneers, Dylan.
More than that, I'd say, with a goal included. Montoya looked to pick it up. McCall shoots, it's deflected wide. Horman pressured by Derryberry. It'll come back to Brooks. When we look back on this one, it'll be all about how great the Pinnacle defense was. Not just Chartle in particular, but the D-core as a whole.
If I'm the Mountain Ridge Mountain Lions, I don't look back at this one at all. And that's rough to say. I know it hurts to hear it, but it is the truth. Mountain Ridge quite literally shot themselves in the foot in this game. They cost themselves every single goal that ended up in the back of the net. Maybe minus the shorthander, but
Fate will pick it up.
Braden Babcock still in his crease, by the way. They have not yet pulled him.
I don't know if they will. Fagus. And Cunningham. Now 2:15 to go. Pinnacle can smell it. They can feel it. Last year, D2 champions were the Brophy Broncos. They moved up to D1, had a very successful season on the back of Finn Forrester and Jack Giles and Greg Wilmering, and all they are great players. Pinnacle's already got the D1 team. This just proves to how great their depth is, along with the program. We have another penalty coming up. This one will be once again against Mountain Ridge, knocking the stick out of the hand. And Fate will head to the box with 1:46 to go.
You know, one of the big things, and I know I brought it up a lot, but this is just conversations I was able to have. One of the big things captain of the Corona del Sol Aztecs, Sean Haggard, told me last week was Mountain Ridge knows how to get under your skin, and it would appear that in this game, Pinnacle has pulled all the right strings to get under Mountain Ridge's skin instead of it being the other way. Case in point right there, Chatsworth claps his stick on the ice as the Mountain Ridge player skates to the box, and he looks rattled by it, in fact.
Eisensark right in front. We're going to put it in on the power play for Pinnacle. As they put it back in front, and now a clear from Mountain Ridge. McCall will put it down. 1:20 now to go in the third. Slot into Regal, who took the 2 and the 10 earlier in this game. A lot of juice as his shots deflected into the netting.
Puck goes off the blade of McCall, who we've talked about a lot tonight. A big body guy for Mountain Ridge. He's able to make big plays when he needs to, but just not been able to hit effectively against the Pioneers tonight to cause issues.
1:08 on the clock. To Schmall. Ubrig into the bumper position. Mountain Ridge gets the clear. Goulet puts the pressure on it, comes back to Brooks. Short-handed. Turned it over to Weissman, the captain, into the zone, but offside. Penalties ruled the first period. Defense ruled the second. And Colin Ubrig ruled the third.
Colin Ubrig really ruled the whole game. Sure, he had 2 goals in the third period, but he had 2 points. You know, 1 point in the first period and then that early point in the third. Ubrig
Another
was
chance
the story.
as they look to spring the forward there. It comes back to Schmall, who shoots. Weissman looking for the deflection.
I don't know who Schmall tripped on at the blue line, but he went down.
Goulet lays a hit, under 20 to go now. Weissman looks to put it in front, turning with it, and the shot saved by Babcock with 10.
Honestly, if I'm Brandon Babcock, I'm not hanging my head on the 5 goals not allowed. I'm hanging my head on the other shots stopped, keeping my head held high because of them.
5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pinnacle are your Division II champions of 2023. A 5-1 win, which the Pioneers finish off their amazing season with the trophy.
Listen, you love to see Pinnacle celebrating at one end, but at the other, you have to give credit to every single Mountain Ridge player going up to Brandon Babcock with a pat on the head and a hug saying, it's okay.
They get their championship hats. We'll hand out the MVP stick. But Colin Ubrig took over with a hat trick in the championship game. We'll hand out the D2 Mini Stanley Cup, as we call it. The MVP stick provided by Behind the Mask, and of course medals.
One Mini Stanley Cup, Dylan.
Yes, it is. Each division gets one. This year it was Desert Vista in D1, Pinnacle here in D2. D3 will be coming up next. We'll have the stream right here on our YouTube channel for Pinnacle against Campo Verde in D3. And JV is playing over in the Shane Doan Rink right at 8 o'clock. If we had the technology, we'd do that game too.
It's a lot of talking in one night, though, Dylan.
It's true. It's not good for my voice.
Mine either.
Both teams are going to shake hands as we always do.
And I think the number one thing we should talk about really here, Dylan, is adversity. We led off with it at the top of the show. We talked about how you have to go through adversity in order to get to this, to get to the big show point. You look at the Mountain Ridge seniors. They got Thunich, Goulet, Early, Shipley, and I'm unable to read the other two, but it doesn't matter. The guys that are in this position that have to watch Pinnacle get the trophy, you almost have to wonder if this means Mountain Ridge will be back again next year, but just with a little bit more readiness to play and win a championship.
Absolutely. This is, you have to take your hits before you can get it to the top. Pinnacle's done that. They had the experience. And now they're champions of D2 here in 2023.
Pinnacle's had the ability to cut their teeth throughout the entire year. Mountain Ridge cut their teeth last week with that game over Corona del Sol, but they just came in possibly on a hangover. It's possible that they just were riding so high on last week's win that they thought it would be handed out to them.
So we'll hand out the trophy, we'll do the MVP stick, and then we'll get ready for Division 3.